that I create. Oh. Hi everyone! Welcome back for another week of your Tarotscopes. Woo! I always drop them when I'm on the video with you guys. What is that? What is that? Okay, I'm just finishing up shuffling right now. And then we will get to it. Again, as always, we're starting with the theme of the week and then going from our current sign, which is Taurus. We're in Taurus season, and then through the full zodiac. Alrighty, let's see what we got going this week. Our theme of the week is the Ace of Cups. I'm seeing like a leaky faucet. That could be literal for some of you. You could be having some plumbing problems somewhere. For this, that's for someone out there. It can be a literal leaky faucet, some plumbing issues, but for other people, it is definitely emotional, like turning on and off your emotions. Yes. So it's going to be, it's like you can't control yourself. You're feeling what you're feeling, and you kind of have to just let yourself feel it. As much as you may want to push something away or have more control over yourself and your emotions, you're just like, why am I feeling this way? And what's going on? I hate it. Like, why is my face leaking? Oh God, like, what is this wetness? I don't understand. I get it because I'm that way. I'm like, I'm a Cancer. We're very emotional and it drives me crazy. I'm just like, where's the off button, please? I can't deal with this anymore. So that's where a lot of us are going to be at this week. It is a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, but in reality, it's about acceptance. It's about accepting those feelings, accepting that you do have feelings for something or someone, accepting your feelings in general for whatever the situation is, and that you have that you're either going through a hard time or that there is something deeper there for you. So just let those things happen. Don't push them away. Don't ignore them. There is an important message there for you. There's something important in that for you, and you need to recognize it and acknowledge it and take that and then do what you will with it, because we're all in very different situations. Yeah. So it's up to you what you do with it, but you shouldn't shy away from it. That's actually the last thing you should do, is push it away or shy away. Find a way to make it work. In whatever way that means to you, find a way to make your feelings and emotions work for you, or to go with them somehow, not to have to just throw them to the wind or pretend that they're not there, because they're gonna be there. They're gonna stay there. They're not going away anytime soon. All right, so that's for everyone, the Ace of Cups this week. Taurus, Queen of Wands. You're putting your trust into something 100%, 110%, and you're just riding on faith, hope, and pure, like, heart, like, love. You're just riding on that. This isn't like a calculated decision. This isn't something that you've made plans beyond this for. that might make sense for some of you. But it's like, you know what, I believe you, or I believe in you, or I believe in me, and this is gonna work. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why, but it is. And that's where you're at right now. Oh, that's such a beautiful place to be. There's just something deep within inside you that gives you this sense of knowing. And you're so passionate about it. It's a strong sense of knowing. You just feel it in your bones. I'm hearing that song, I guess it's Feel You in My Bones by Tegan and Sarah. I haven't heard that in a long time, but that's the song that I'm hearing for you. It's a deep knowing, it's an innate knowing, it's something you just are so sure of and optimistic about. There's no room for like negative talk, for anyone poo-pooing this idea or whatever it is. No, that's not about to drag you down. You're not going to second guess yourself on this. You just know. You know it. You know it. And you're going to stay I'm seeing you staying pretty motivated in terms of whatever this situation is. And you're going to really ride it through and go with it. And it's hard to kind of tell where it's going to go right now, but it is going to go somewhere for you. It's interesting that up until this point, you were just being overly cautious, I'm hearing. And okay, so the Knight of Wands would come before the Queen of Wands, yes, and normally that would be very static behavior, very kind of all very in and out and in and out, but I'm hearing, I wouldn't normally consider the Knight cautious, but if you're just touching in and coming back out again, that could be a sense of caution, right? And I'm hearing that there was very cautious behavior with you before, and now for whatever reason, maybe someone said something to you, maybe you saw something by accident, you like you kind of out of the corner of your eye saw like a text message that gave you this extra sense of assurance. But all of a sudden, whatever it was that happened, or maybe this just seems to have come out of thin air, you feel very self-assured. You feel very assured about this, very there's a sense of like comfort within yourself, like you can't fall, or even if you do, you're gonna be caught. So that's where you're at right now. It's really great. Go with that. That's not a bad feeling at all. For some reason, you can't see it, it cuts off the video, but I'm holding it to my solar plexus. So you might want to, again, sometimes I like to give you guys homework and Google, because it takes quite a while to explain all of these things that happen during these videos and readings. But a lot of times if you're reading, like all of a sudden, let's say your throat is like, you can't stop clearing your throat. It's like blocking your throat chakra, like there's a message there for you. It's like you're picking up something like that as a reader, or like you get a pain in your shoulder all of a sudden. All of these things kind of go along with the reading. I mean, yes, I have pains and aches. I mean, shoot, I'm not no young spring chicken here, but yeah, I was holding on right here. So I would definitely just do a quick Google search about what that's about and see if that resonates for you. See if any of that information that comes up, whatever's correlated to the solar plexus, like see if that is for you. There could be a message there for you. And it's just fun knowledge anyway. All right, Taurus, so Queen of Wands. There you go. Gemini, Page of Swords, Weird fun thing. Some of you may be like really into skirts right now, or like you just got a frilly skirt or something, or a new like a jumper, or like something like that that you just really want to show off. But you know, we're in quarantine, it's kind of hard to do that. Maybe you're like doing a little photo shoot with yourself. Like I'm seeing like a new outfit that you're just like, yes, I look amazing. Like, and since I can't go out and show everyone, I'm gonna just like make my own little TikTok video or whatever and put that out so everyone can admire my really cute outfit. Like I'm seeing a skirt, like skirts in particular for many of you, but it could be like, but it's like a skirt or a jumper, like jumpsuit type of thing. It's like that. Fun fact. I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of this is just you being ready to take on the world. You feel like you're super ready. Just get out there and do the damn thing. You wanna make waves. You wanna make an impact. You wanna make a difference. But you're not taking the time to build a foundation to do that, right? Like I love your energy. I love the enthusiasm right now. It's so great. And don't lose that. You need it, but your head is just a little bit too much in the clouds. It's not, you don't have a leg to stand on to make this type of impact and to really like meet your potential, because you have this potential, but you can't meet it if you're not taking practical steps as well as the creative ones, as well as the communicative ones where you're, you know, getting yourself out there and just telling everybody what you're doing and you know, being like networking in a sense, just getting yourself out there. That's great and that's a huge part of it, but you also have to kind of, it's almost like, I was just talking to someone about, you know, creating a 5-year plan, and how I remember years ago I was dating someone and they're like, well, what's your 5-year plan or your 10-year plan? And I was like, I have no idea. Like, I just kind of want to go and see where life takes me. I'm like, that's the fun of it, right? Like, I don't know that I want to have a 5-year plan right now. Like, I just want to experience life, and that's kind of how I felt. Now it would be a little different. I'm a little bit more grounded, but there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, you know, enjoy the journey, experience life. That's what everyone says, right? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But what do most people do? They focus on that destination. And yes, okay, it is important to have goals. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, Gemini. You want to have something that you're working towards so that you're not just doing things and it's not adding up. It's not nothing that can come together to create one big thing for you, right? You don't want to be so all over the place. You want something that's going to add up. You don't want separate math problems. You want one long like algebra problem. So that's really what I'm saying. I mean, yes, it's great to just want to really experience it, but at the same time, you need to have some type of a balance between the two. So that's where you're at right now. I'm super excited that you have this newfound like zest for life. You were just having a hard time. There was something difficult that you're trying to get out of. Like, you may not be totally over it yet, but you're doing the right thing. You're motivating yourself. You're getting yourself out of bed, and you're like, what can I do? I'm just gonna fucking do it. Like, here I go. Like, fuck that. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm gonna make something of myself. I'm gonna be the best version of myself. Like, that's awesome. Super happy for you. Don't just lay in bed and be depressed. Nah, get out there. You're doing great. You're doing great. You just need a little bit of guidance. You just need a little bit of direction, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be like A, B, C, D, F, G, just a little bit of direction can go a long way for you, all right, Gemini? All right, good luck out there, Jim. Oh God, Cancer, the Tower. Everything's gonna be great, it's fine. Okay, the Tower, okay. All right, we're gonna have us Cancers out there. There's gonna be a moment that comes up. It's gonna blow your mind. For some of you, it's just gonna be something really unexpected. And I can't tell you how you're gonna take this. Again, general reading. Very different for everyone. For some of you, this is just gonna come out of left field and throw things off a little bit. But that can be to your advantage. For others, it's as if you're starting from the beginning again on something. Like everything that was is now gone. And you're starting completely over again. It's like major do-over, right? This could be anything. This is like blanket for so many different types of situations in your lives. I really feel feeling like it's not you doing this either. It's someone else. But this is the effect that it's gonna have on you and maybe, or your relationship with that person. It's like they're completely, like they're taking a flamethrower to your past or to whatever has happened and is saying, this is gone. That was the old me. Or like that's dead. Like that part of our relationship is dead. And I want to really earn your trust again, or I want to earn it, or I want to build with you, or, you know, that's for some of you who this pertains to a relationship with. This is a completely, and you don't expect it though. It's like this comes totally out of left field. You have no idea that this person was even thinking of you or feeling this way or anything. It's like these things have been floating in the background for so long, but you had zero clue. You had zero clue on their end. You might have been thinking about it, or you might reminisce, or you might, you know, wonder, but you never expected this to happen. For others, it's gonna be like, it's not that it's not unexpected, but it's more of a surprise, and it's like, oh my gosh, almost like a surprise party, and it's like, oh my God, and you get taken back, and you know, you're just, any worries that you were having or any concerns or anything that was going on that was stressing you out is now all of a sudden kind of dissipating. You're like, I don't even care about that anymore. Like, I'm not even worried now because this great thing just happened to me and it's amazing. Like something amazing just happened and it's like renewing, building your hope and faith in the future. It's dissipating all of the things that you were anticipating could go wrong. And now that anticipation has turned into something else. It's now like wiping this, again, a lot of wiping the slate clean. Wiping the slate clean in one way or another. And building up from there. It's not getting rid of something. It's like, this is the type of relationship we have. Throw that out the window. Now this is the type of relationship we're building and we're starting and we're going from. Or this is the job that you were like the project or whatever that you were working on, like forget that, or like you thought it was only this far, surprise, it's over, like it's finished, like, and this is what it looks like, and you're like, oh my god, what, I thought I had to do all this other stuff still, or like, oh my god, I had to, I thought it was going in this direction, but now it's way better this way. Like, I never would have thought that it would turn out like that. It's just a very, like, a M. Night Shyamalan twist ending for you this week. But it's not, the good news is that it's not an ending. It's really a beginning. It's really a new beginning, which is the exciting part. So let that be, let that give you some solace that when whatever happens, if it seems a little scary at first, it's going to end very well for you. This is not like complete disaster or craziness. This is a surprise rather than a disappointment. Okay? All right, Cancer. There you go. Leo. Hermit. Oh, there's this reflection going on. Okay. The Hermit. Some of you Leos are feeling very lonely. I'm getting a lot of music this week. Akon Lonely. In case you haven't heard that one in a while. That's what's coming up for you guys. Yeah, you're feeling real low. A lot of you Leos out there. A little bit feeling on your own right now. A little bit not left out in the cold, but searching for, even if you were left out in the cold, it's like that didn't matter, or it doesn't matter if it's not the one what you want to be out in the cold with, it's like having all the wrong tools, or like being with the wrong person. How some people you can hang out with and you can be with and you could do nothing with, and it's like you still have the best day ever, right? You still had a good time. It was a great day. You did nothing to write home about, but but you enjoyed it. You really enjoyed it. And then there's some people who you could be doing the most amazing things with, and it sucks because of who you're doing with it. who you're doing it with. You just still feel by yourself. There's sometimes you're with people or a group of people and you still kind of can feel like you're on the outside, or feel like you're the only one at the party, in a sense, because you don't have that right connection. Or you're just maybe in a funk. Leo, you're on a journey. This is a path to self-discovery. Consider this time part of this learning curve that you must experience. Either you've realized something already, or you're about to realize something that's extremely important for your life, and the key to moving forward in the way that will make you happiest and most fulfilled. You've been exposed to something, or had a realization, or a sign popped out, or someone said something to you that clicked something in your mind, and you're processing right now. So whatever has set off this epiphany is now, it's clicked, right? You've had the initial click, but you haven't gotten all the way through the process of figuring it out and figuring out your next steps and where you're supposed to go from here, how you're supposed to handle it. You're trying to put everything into perspective, into a way that makes sense to you, into what do I do now? What are my next steps? How do I proceed? So this is a time of introspection, reflection. I'm hearing reading for some of you. Some of you, there are books that you should be reading that are going to help you. Or maybe there's a book that you've read in the past that could be really beneficial for you to read over again right now. That's for some of you out there specifically. Yeah, and it's not just books. It could be like a TV show or a movie or something that was exceptionally inspirational to you or motivating in some way. Something that gave you a certain sense of yourself or that you could identify with. Maybe you felt really connected to a main character somewhere, or felt really connected to like something in the story or the storyline, or another character reminded you of a person that you know. Anything like that. Think of anything like that and go for it. Watch that movie, the show, reread that book, or pick up something that you're interested in, and you never know. It's funny. I've started reading books that I never, like, I expected very much one thing from, and then I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my God, like, all of a sudden I have all this other crazy knowledge and these light bulb moments that are completely separate from what I thought I was getting myself into. But it was great because it made me see so much more and it really gave me a lot. So that's really where it's at for you right now, Leo. Self-empowerment, self-reflection, self-confidence for some of you. The self is what I'm hearing. The Alchemist. Sorry, that just popped into my head. I don't know, someone out there or some of you need to read that book. Could be something there for you, or even just like flip through the spark notes or something, or the quotes in there. I don't know. It could be helpful. I think God, I actually personally have not finished that book. I've read it so many times and never gotten to finish it, but I want to like read it all the way through. Something has always gotten in the way. And I have 1,000 books that I need to read, probably actually 1,000. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry. End of message over. Sorry guys. So anyway, that could be a book. That could be so I think that book is about like a journey and things like that. The hero's journey. So that would make sense as far as the hermit goes. That could be where the connection is there. So yeah, like Lord of the Rings and things like that. All these heroes' journey stories, and whichever one specifically resonates with you or that you're attracted to, go for it. Check it out. Watch the movie, book, spark notes, whatever. Google quotes, anything. And there should be something there for you that can help you. All right, you're done, Leo. I'm over you. Okay. Virgo. The Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. All right, let me bring myself back down. I'm getting all out of sorts. Virgo, there's stuff that you've got a lot of stuff hidden in that noggin of yours, right? I was seeing kind of like a magician, magician's hat, and he takes off the hat and there's like a dove under there or a rabbit or something, and he puts it back on and it's gone. Like, and they're like, what? How did he do that? And it's like, you got some tricks up your sleeve. And you know how to be really smooth about it. And you have like a secret, secret weapon. There's a secret weapon that you have and you're kind of utilizing, but it's like you're testing it out, you know? You want to see how good you can be. You want to see just how effective this is. Be really careful with this, Virgo, because it could get you into trouble. Can backfire if someone realizes what you're doing. Test it out, sure. Why not? But be very careful. Just be very careful. If you get caught, you're gonna be in some really hot water and you're gonna have to figure out how to get yourself out of it. So that could be something, if you are fully planning on doing this 100% or pursuing this or continuing with these tactics, you want to put a plan in place for when you do get caught, because it's not, if you keep doing this, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay? Sorry to tell you. But it's going to happen, so have something in place to help protect you from that, or to actually help you get out of it once you're stuck in that awkward, tough spot. It's not even going to be awkward, it's just going to be like, nah, shit, I got caught. Okay, now what? Now how do I get out of this? You don't want to have to ask yourself that when after the fact. You want to already be prepared for it. It will be a lot easier to get out of, and you'll be able to do so a little bit more swiftly and easily, and just very under the table, like whoop, and I'm out. Just dip right on out of that. So yeah, just prepare yourself. Yeah, it looks like you really don't even feel bad about this, Virgo. You don't even feel bad. You're like, they're like asking for it, these people or whatever it is. It's like, it's just right there. It's right there. It's too easy. It's almost just too easy. So how can I not take advantage of this? That's kind of your mindset right now. But you know what? You're gonna start feeling guilty. I feel as if you are, so some of you are going to get caught in some way, shape, or form, and then you're gonna start, then it's gonna catch up with you, right? And you're gonna be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that, like, or maybe I went a little too far, and you're gonna feel a little guilty. But for others of you, it's more like, I'd rather apologize and ask for permission. So you're gonna get caught, and you're just gonna be more upset that you're gonna be sorry, but you're only gonna be sorry that you got caught. I'm hearing that for a lot of you. So that's really funny, actually. But yeah, be careful. I can't stress that enough for you, Virgo. Don't go overboard. For those of you who are only sorry that you got caught and in that situation, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted, because those are kind of the end of those days, like, because everyone's gonna have your number now. Everyone's gonna know what to look for with you, or you might be losing a lot of people's trust. So it may not be worth it to even go down this road, depending on, the kind of relationships you have with people, or how you want to be seen, or what your goals are. But you may be losing trust in some people. That's gonna feel like a really big deal to you. Or you're gonna be seen as kind of dishonest, or you're gonna be seen as someone that's like, oh no, cutting you off. Like, are you serious? You really did that to me? Or it's gonna be kind of like that. So just tread carefully. Don't take it too far. Don't go next level. If you want to have a little fun because you're bored in quarantine and you just want to see, you're just kind of experimenting, kind of want to see what you could do and where you could take things, like, okay, that's your prerogative, but just be careful. Don't let it get crazy. Right, Virgo? Libra, the star. All right, so you're doing really nicely, Libra. You're making the best of these times right now. It's like, well, okay, so I'm seeing it like this. Like, you have a garden and then there's an account on Instagram. There's an account on Instagram that's all about this guy who has this garden and this groundhog who always comes and digs up his garden and starts eating all of his fruits and vegetables, right? And he set up a little camera to catch the groundhog, and the groundhog is eating like the little apples and the tomatoes right in front of the camera, almost like taunting him, like, haha, here I am eating the carrots. And so this guy, rather than try to fight the groundhog off, or like, you know, just get rid of him or whatever, rather than go against him, he went with it. So he created another mini garden. He put fencing around his main garden, and he created another little one for fun that the groundhog and his little groundhog like girlfriend could go in and take whatever they want. So now they don't need to go to the other garden because there's plenty in the little one for them, and everyone's happy, right? So it's kind of what you're doing right now. You're making the best of things. So you're taking what you have, and even though not everything's perfect, you're taking what you can do and turning it into something great, and turning it into your salvation, turning it into that beautiful garden, you know? So, this is really good. You're doing amazing right now. You're having faith in the future. You're feeling like, okay, I can't fly now, but soon I will be able to, and I'm gonna be ready for it when it happens. I'm going to be excited and optimistic and have faith that that's coming. You're taking all the burden out, and you're letting the weight off of, you know, whatever you're worried about or concerns or issues. You're like, you know what, just forget it. Like, why am I dragging myself down thinking about all of these things, thinking about all of these what ifs or these maybes or could happens? Like, I'm just gonna take what I do have and be grateful for it and be happy for it, and I'm just gonna release myself from all these things I have no control over. And that's exactly what you need to be doing right now. That is amazing. Perfect, Libra. You're in a great place. Don't change a thing. Okay, Libra? Easy. Such a great, easy reading for you. Scorpio. The Four of Swords. We're getting a lot of swords this week. A lot of thinking and mental stimulation for everyone. Just a lot of mental stuff going on. Confusion, fuzziness, little blurred lines. Yes. So for leaning into Scorpio for that, leading into Scorpio for that, gray area. For you, happiness is a gray area for you. Sometimes you feel like you're in a good place, or maybe just when you feel like you're in a good place, like something else comes up, either in your own mind or out in the world. Could be inside or outside of you, but you have a really hard time maintaining a sense of peace. maintaining contentment. And it's interesting because when you do reach that, it's as if it's uncomfortable for you. And that's why it's a gray area. It's like you're not used to feeling that way, or you've conditioned yourself to always be stressed out or worried, or like you've been in this state for so long that when you are starting to feel like a state of like evenness, trying to think of the right word, just peace, and just it's like ease, and I keep wanting to say plateau, but I'm saying that, but that's what you're feeling. Then it's like, rather than being a sense of peace and evenness and that, it's almost feeling like a plateau for you, right? On the other hand, it's not like, things are settled and I feel good and calm and great. Like, you don't lean into that. All of a sudden you're like, nothing's happening, my life isn't moving. You take that as you're not going anywhere. And that is part of the problem, probably. That could be an issue. So you might want to recognize that you're a little bit self-sabotagey in that you don't let yourself be content or be at peace ever, because feeling at peace and calm is not enjoyable in a sense. Like, you need a little bit more action, whether that's from drama or your own worries, or psyching yourself out in some way, or psyching yourself up, or outside things happening. You've either become so used to that peace isn't even an option for you, regardless of if you think you want it or not. When you achieve it, you don't let it stay. So that's something to work on this week. Maybe do some yoga. There's plenty of YouTube yoga classes, or a lot of studios are hosting live sessions, streaming sessions and stuff. That could be a place that you can work on finding your center and finding peace and accepting it. You need to be able to accept it and get comfortable with it. Let yourself be comfortable in that place. Or maybe meditation for some of you could be good. These are all really like trendy things. Like, I don't mean to just list off all the biggest trends, but there's so much of it out there now that it's really nice, easy, and accessible. And it's still effective. Just because it's a trend doesn't mean it's not helpful. So, or you can look up whatever you want, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be those things. But that's something to focus on, pay attention to, and work on this week for you, Scorpio. Calm, bring yourself calm it on down. Peace be with you and also with you. From a Catholic Christian crew out there. Yes, like peace. Husa. Bring it in. Breathe. Okay, good, Scorpio. Sagittarius. Oh, you're learning. So proud of you, Sag. You are learning. You're moving to the next plane in your spiritual journey. Whoa. Big things are happening. You're making big moves, Sag. Huge moves. Spiritually ascending moves. So you're evolving spiritually, internally. Whatever situation, you've been struggling with something for a very long time. Yes, there's been self-realizations that had to happen, outside realizations that had to happen. A lot of work on yourself, a lot of inner work had to happen. And now you're here. Now you're either getting there, or you've just gotten there, or you're recognizing it. Evolution. You're evolving in a really big, important way. And that's so exciting. It's so great because, I mean, that's the biggest thing about this life, right? Is evolving, always moving forward, evolving, understanding, and it's one of the hardest things to do. If not the hardest, because the way that we evolve is never easy. It's never easy. So you've been getting through it, you've been making the right moves, you've been working, you've been doing the work. So be proud of yourself, Sag. Recognize it and acknowledge it. If you didn't see it yet, and now you're like, wait, what? I evolved? Like, when did this happen, and how, and in what way? You're gonna take a moment, because this is your sign that you need to recognize that so you don't go backwards, so you can keep evolving, so you can keep moving forward. Then take a moment and figure it out. Like, where have I broken the pattern? Where have I stopped the cycle that was detrimental to myself, that was not serving me? What have I left behind in order to move towards my highest self, towards my highest purpose? Those are the type of questions you want to ask yourself and start thinking about, so that you can take what you get from it and move forward confidently and proud. You should be proud of yourself, Sag. Right? Yay! Capricorn. All right, Cap. What you up to? Decision time. Oh, heavy. There's a decision you gotta make. You don't really want to have to make it. You're kind of avoiding it. But that's not going to get you very far. If you keep avoiding it, the decision is going to be made for you. And you're not going to have the control, and that's not something you like. Then it's going to be taken off the table. Someone else is going to take it off the table for you before you even let them know that that was an option. Or if it's like between a person or something, you know, and you're like, oh, I really want to, I kind of like this guy, but I kind of like this guy, you know, we've been talking, whatever, like, should I make a move, should I say something? And then you take too long because you're like, you're just being avoidant, you're just like a little stressed, or you don't want, or you're overthinking about it. Then all of a sudden one of those dudes is like, oh, like, I met this person that likes me and I like them, and like, I don't know where you're at, so bye. You know, or like, oh, my ex came back, or like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna give it another shot. It's kind of like that. If this is a situation, work situation or something, I'm hearing like a yes or no to something, and you're taking a little too long with something having to do with the work here, with something having to do with the oh, should I use blue or green for this? Oh, should I accept this extra work or not? Like, should I just ride off of unemployment? I don't know. Guess what? That client's gonna be like, okay, well, we found someone who already said yes, so thanks anyway, you know. Or, okay, we chose green because that's what we like. We didn't feel like waiting. Okay, thanks for the input. Thanks for trying. Thanks for playing. See you again next time. So it's like that, and that's not gonna be, in a sense, it's a relief, right? Because then the responsibility is off you, the pressure's off you. You're like, oh, well, I didn't have to make the decision, so if it doesn't work out, then it's not my fault, or it kind of takes it off of you. But you're not going to feel that way very long. it's gonna catch up with you that this decision wasn't yours, and it ends up being more of a control thing for some of you. If it's a small situation, you'll probably just walk away and be like, don't care. But if it's something bigger than that, that would be meaningful to you in some way, because I'm seeing that this is something that has a lot, there's a lot here, right? Deep down, there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just a simple decision with nothing riding on it. This has something riding on it for you, which is why it makes it so hard to decide, which is why you're being careful, extra careful, but don't be too careful, Capricorn. I keep dropping these cards. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just like, I guess it's signifying that the reading's going too long. So to wrap it up for you, Cap, don't take too long in this decision. You're going to regret it. Your choices are going to be taken away from you. Your options are going to be taken away. Take the reins and make it your choice. Yeah, it's all up to you. So from what happens from here, it's your idea one way or the other. So just pick one and do it and go with it, commit to it, and you'll feel happy you did, and you're not gonna have to feel like this weird in between anymore. You're not gonna have to feel like there's always something lingering in the background for you because you haven't made this decision or you haven't pursued this thing or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, Cap, hold on. Two of Swords. Aquarius. Seven of Wands. Okay. You are just, Aquarius, you're just being so, it's not stubborn, that's the right word. You're just pushing your opinions, thoughts, feelings on everyone else. You just think like you're right, and you may, okay, yeah, it may just be in my opinion, and that just may be your opinion, but my opinion's better. Like, my opinion is the one that counts. It's the one that matters. It's the right one. Like, good for you. Nice thought process. I applaud your efforts, but I know what I'm talking about. But I'm right. You're right. Everyone else is wrong, even though you're not going to say they're wrong. Deep down, not that deep down, really right here at the forefront, you're like, good try. Good try. Good try. You'll be like, not nice about it, but you'll be cordial about it. You will be, you'll try to make them feel good in your own way. It's like you love to pacify, so you love to be like, oh, okay, you know. Oh, so you'll ask them what they think, but you already know, like, you're not gonna agree. You're like, no, wrong, nope, dumb, stupid. Then you'll go, oh, that was, you know what, that was really interesting, and I never thought about it like that. But so for me, this is what I think, and this is what I think we should do, and why we should do it, and why it would be really effective. And, you know, your idea was great, but I really think that this would be super effective from, you know, my many years of experience and complete 100% knowledge all around on this subject. So yeah. You kind of like undercutting a little bit, but, you know, making it seem like you're really considering whatever they're talking about or saying. Very nice. You guys are funny like that. But I mean, that's where you're at right now, right? Like, that's what you're kind of doing. You're like gently nudging in a certain direction, gently nudging away the things that you strongly feel are like BS or like no good or whatever, in your own way. And I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're doing it a lot nicer than many other people would do it. You're doing it in a way that gets the job done. And is forceful, but you're not cutting people down. You're not telling them like, you're a fucking idiot, man. Like, that was stupid. I can't believe you even said that out loud. Like, you know, you're being gentle enough about it, but still impactful. And that is going to get the job done. It's going to be your way. It is so... It's gonna be, you're gonna have a little, people, so understand that people aren't going to just accept this right away. They're not gonna say, oh yeah, you're right, like 100%, okay, like whatever you say is law all of a sudden, just because you said it and you said it in a certain way. That doesn't mean they're gonna agree with you. It doesn't mean they're not gonna push back a little bit or fight a little bit. You might have to make a little bit of a compromise or seem like you're making a compromise. But you will get your way. You will get your way. Things will move forward. They'll move forward, or at least you'll know that, okay, this is how we're moving, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing. But it is going to take a little bit of time after that initial like talk or whatever, having that establishment to actually get moving now. It's going to give it just a little time. You can get there and you will get there as long as you keep being persistent, put in the effort. This is going to take tenacity. And trust. Ooh, trust. I'm hearing for a lot of you. It's going to take tenacity in terms of trust. And understand that it's not going to happen right away. This isn't have a chat and now everything's done. This is going to take building. This is going to take there's a lot of moving parts here. Although it's all going towards the same goal or same direction, there's a lot of things that have to be adjusted and changed and be reevaluated. Yes, a lot of things have to be reevaluated within this situation in order to continue, in order to move forward, in order to get through and come out the other side and then finally reach that place of commitment. Well, for some of you, commitment. For others, like that place of stability, but wanting it, like really wanting whatever this is, wanting to have the stability of it. It's not just about having it, it's about wanting it, or to keep wanting it. All right. Okay, guys. Here you go. That's for you. Pisces. Knight of Wands. We were just talking about him before. Whose reading was that? I don't recall. Who had... Oh, I think it was Taurus. Taurus had the Queen. We were talking about the Knight. All right, Pisces. You have a tendency of like tempting fate. Yeah. Some of you out there have this big tendency. It's like you're not getting enough excitement in your life and you just have to spice it up a little bit. And you know the saying, if you touch a flame, you're gonna get burnt, right? If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. But you go in the kitchen because you just want the excitement of that heat. You're like, I can't take the heat, but I just want to like peek in real quick. Like, ow. And then you're like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Crap. That's what you've been doing. A lot of you have been doing this. Some of you are doing it maybe this week, and you should recognize that. But I'm really feeling like a lot of you have been living your life like this. And it's just like every so often things get a little too good, a little too easy, a little too nice, and you just gotta like, it's like checking for a pulse. You're like, I just want to make sure I'm still alive. I still feel alive again. It's like you like this little, you need like just a sprinkle of toxic. I'm sorry guys. It's like you need just a sprinkle of it to like keep you motivated, keep you like feeling. You want to know that you can feel heartily, like you can feel passionately, you can feel extraordinarily, like not just, and not feel, oh, kind of like Scorpio, where they're uncomfortable with being comfortable. You're a little bit like on the same page there. Scorpio, maybe you guys should like get together and chat. Because it's the same vibe going on. Like it's, you just wanna spice things up a little bit. But that's not necessarily, you're not doing it in a healthy way. You're not doing it in a great way. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it. And then sometimes it kind of ends up going in a not great direction for you. It ends up staying a little bit longer than you anticipated or wanted it to. It's like you just wanted a quick fix, right? You're like, I just need something. Like, and then you do something that you poke the bear, right? Like, you know you shouldn't poke the bear, but you do. And you're just like, you just like the adrenaline rush, yeah? And then the bear wakes up and you're like, oh crap, he actually woke up. And now you're running, and you're running and running and running. And you know, and you're like, I immediately regret this decision. This is what's going on for you. Pisces, this is what's going on for you. So much is stemming from this like adrenaline rush that you're looking for, this like feeling of wanting to, I'm hearing that a lot of you are it's kind of the excuse, like, I just want to feel alive. Like, I just want to make sure I'm alive again. Like, I haven't felt like these deep sorrows or these super happies. I've just felt like I'm just going along and walking along with life, and I'm not feeling like, it's like you don't think you're living unless you're feeling bipolar and pulled in all of these directions. And you know what? It's not even that this is so bad that you have that feeling. Like, you just can appreciate life for all of these things. It's not like you are a toxic person yourself that are seeking, you're not seeking toxicity, you're seeking excitement and passion. And that's okay. But try to be able to discern what would be a toxic situation for you to get into and to get wrapped up in, and what would be a thrill-seeking experience. It's like, ooh, okay, indoor rock climbing, thrill-seeking experience. There is a beginning, there is an end. That was fun. Now let's go for ice cream. Toxic-seeking experience. Making friends with like someone who's wrapped up in a lot of bad people or a lot of bad things, or involved in a bad scene. Now you have this friend who might be really exciting because you're going on some dangerous trips or like whatever. But now you have a friend who you're talking to all the time, who you're wrapped up in all this stuff that you don't necessarily want to be wrapped up in, and you don't know how to stop it, and it's spiraling out of control, and it's a year later, now it's 2 years later, and you're like, oh my god, like all of these things happen, like they're stealing from me now, or like that's, you know, major dramatics here, okay? Like this is like a super level. I mean, perhaps there are some of you that are going through something like that. It does happen, right? So, but that's an extreme example. But the point is, just be able to discern what you're looking for and what you're getting, yes? Okay? Important for you, Pisces. That's for you. And Aries. Page of Pentacles. Ooh. Someone's trying to twist your arm in a certain way to see something from a very specific perspective. And it's a little bit of a youthful perspective in the way that, let's say for example, when you're in high school, you're dating someone, you're in high school, you're a senior, and you're both going off to college next year, right? And you have the choice between staying at your home college and going away to college. But, you know, your boyfriend or your girlfriend's like, I'm gonna stay because I want to be with you. Like, I thought we were gonna be together and blah, blah, blah. And they're just trying to make you see, like, how great it would be, or like, why do you want to break us apart by going away to school? Like, you have perfectly good school here that you can go to. You don't have to go away all over there. And you know what, right? Like, these points, like, okay, you have a valid point. It sounds like it's making sense. And it's kind of twisting your arm. You're like, well, yeah, like I really kind of wanted to go to this school, but I really want to be with you too, and I miss you. I'm gonna miss you, and like, you're right, like I don't really need to go far away. Like, why don't I just go here? It's just as good of a school. Blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, so these things are making sense in a practical way. And you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, okay, you got a point here. But do they have a point? Think about it, Aries. Let's just think about it a little bit extra. I'm begging you to think about it beyond these practical bullet points. There is a lot more to be considered than just practicality. Just like if two people are in love, there's a lot more to consider whether to continue a relationship rather than the fact of, I just love you and you love me. It takes more to make a relationship work. You can't have one side or just the other side. It's gotta be the full gamut here. You need all the ingredients to make a cake. You can't leave one out because you're not gonna have a cake. What are you gonna end up with? I don't know. Have you ever tried to make anything? Like, what are you gonna make? Steak, but without the steak? So it's just salt and pepper. It tastes a little different, right? Like, it's not quite the same. You know, anything. You can't leave out the ingredients. You need all the ingredients, yes? So, and I just really feel like you know that. And I get that it can be hard to not talk yourself out of it because you're getting valid points, because you're getting good points. Or this could also be you trying to talk yourself into it. It's not even someone else saying these things. It could be you self-talk. Like, it could be you telling yourself, well, actually, you know what? I feel this way, or I think this way, or this is my gut instinct, but you know, actually in this way, this way, and this way, like that makes a lot of sense, blah, 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 right? And you're kind of like talking yourself into something that you know is not right, or you know there's an issue, but you're just pushing it, or you're making excuses for it. There's something going on there. You need to take a pause before you make any 100% decisions. You have time, right? You have a lot of time. So you're good. You don't really don't feel pressured. Don't feel like things need to be done right away. You have a lot of time to sit with this and to make sense of where you are, where you're going, where you've been, what you want, what you don't want, what is right for you and what's not right for you. You have a lot of time to set yourself up for success, I'm hearing. Whatever that means for you. Set yourself up for success, and yes, right now is a very significant time for you moving forward into your future. You are laying the foundations for success for yourself in whatever the situation that you find yourself in that is playing out right now, that's really like at the forefront of things, whether it's career, relationship, anything, whatever the situation is. You're now laying the foundation, whether it's inside of yourself or on the outside, for your future. This is a very significant time for you. And again, I'm not saying you have to be done by any time. This is a process, a very slow, long process. So you have time, but you need to use this time wisely. You need to take this time right now and figure this out. Where do you truly want to be in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? What's the kind of life you want? What is your aspirations? You know, even if you don't, this has come up in another reading today, but you know, I remember a time where I couldn't answer those things, and I didn't really want to. I just wanted to let life happen to me in a way, and I thought of it was kind of an adventure, and I wanted to have experiences and let life happen to me and see where it took me. And I get that feeling. But you still need to have, oh, this is Gemini, same, very similar to you guys right now, in this way, where it's you still, even if you want to, you know, let's just throw caution to the wind and see where it takes me, like, that's okay. But you still need to have some idea, right? You still need to have some idea of what you're working towards and where you're going towards. It doesn't have to be something set completely in stone, because chances are typically life doesn't work that way anyway. It's not that like, okay, this is exactly how my life is going to be, and that's exactly how it turns out. There's tons of twists and turns and crazy things that happen along the way, yes? So you can only plan so much. You can only plan so far. But in order to move forward, in order to progress and not plateau and stay where you are right now through the years and end up in 10 years, you're like, oh crap, like I'm still sitting in the same exact place that I was at this age. Like, what do I do now? I haven't gotten anywhere. But you know, you need to have some aspirations. You need to have some goals. You need to have something to look forward to. And, you know, try to be able to see how that can happen from where you are now, right? It's like, okay, well, this is kind of the direction that I'm looking to go in, or like, this is what, or even if it's just like one day, this is what I want. One day I want to have, you know, a family. One day I want to just travel the world. One day I want to be working at this type of a company, or one day I want to have my own company, whatever it is. Like, have that one day thing. And then see if where you are now and what the things that you're doing and how you're functioning is going to help make that tangible, or bring that closer to you, or bring you closer to it, rather. How is this going to work for you? If you keep going the way you've been going, where is that bringing you? Where is that potentially leading? You can't tell the future, right? You don't know the answer to these questions, but you can, to a degree, anticipate, you know, if you're going in a direction that's, or thinking about going in a direction that's going to be in your best interest or not. Or maybe it's in someone else's best interest, but not really yours. You're not on the same page. Okay? All right. I feel like for some of you there needs to be so much more elaborated on, but I can't take up too much time. I want to keep going for you guys, Aries. I feel like there's just so much to say here, that you need so much. Crap, I can't make this video too long. It's already too long. I can't put it up on Instagram now. But you guys, Aries, you're strong. You're strong, you're resilient, and you're good. No matter what decision you have to make, or no matter the path that you choose to go and walk down, or no matter what you realize, you have the strength and the knowledge and the wherewithal to get there and to continue there. And you know what you have to work towards and what you have to push, like, let go of. That was part of you guys last week. Letting go, I think, was a big theme. So maybe a lot of you didn't do that. So that's why this is still coming out. You did not let go. And you will see, in order to attract the bigger, better things for you in life, you're going to have to let go of those things that aren't serving you. You need, so think about it like you're making room, yeah? So if you have, here we go. Example, if you have a cup, a little chalice here, you fill up this cup and you take a couple sips and you're like, that was good. And then you take a couple more sips and you're like, oh, this is warm. Like, I don't really like it anymore. Like, you know, whatever it is, tea, I don't know. And you're like, oolong tea, I'm over it. So you want to change it, or you want to make it better, right? But, so you try you only have a little bit of room in there, so you try putting some other tea in. This is interesting, but it's not quite, like, now it's just warm, like the tea got cold and now it's just warm tea. And now it's like this weird taste. It's not like quite what I was looking for. Like, now everything's just messy, right? You have to, in order to get a really delicious new cup of tea in here, you have to empty out the old crappy tea and fill it with some nice, and then you can now fill it with nice, fresh, delicious chamomile tea, or green tea, or whatever you like, whatever you want. And you're like, delish, so good. I'm so glad I did that, right? I wasn't sure that I had any more tea left, but I do. And it's amazing. So you don't, I hope this makes sense for you. But yes, I'm gonna have to end it there. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Page of Pentacles, Aries. All right, that is it for this week. Again, I hope this is helpful for you all, and you this really resonated with you, and you got a lot from it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next week. I love you so much. Thank you for watching again. Okay, bye.